David and Goliath. The battle you were never supposed to win. Intro hook. What if I told you? The most famous underdog story in history was never about strength. What if the real battle wasn't between a boy and a giant, but between fear and belief? Because this fight wasn't fair. It was never supposed to be. And yet, the giant still fell. Stay until the end, because the detail everyone skips is the very thing that changes everything. Two armies face each other across a valley. On one side, Israel, experienced soldiers, weapons, numbers. On the other, the Philistines, battle-hardened warriors. And one weapon they didn't need to multiply. His name was Goliath. Over 9 feet tall, bronze armor weighing more than most men, a spear thick like a weaver's beam. But his greatest weapon wasn't size, it was fear. Every morning he stepped forward and shouted, "Send me one man to fight me, not an army, not a strategy, one man." And every morning, Israel froze. No one moved, no one answered, for 40 days. Think about that. 40 days of waking up, knowing you're going to be humiliated again. 40 days of hearing the same voice reminding you that you're not enough. This wasn't a battlefield anymore. It was psychological warfare. And it was working. Then enters David, not a soldier, not trained for war, just a shepherd boy, delivering food to his brothers. He hears the giant's challenge. He looks around and notices something strange. Everyone is afraid, but no one is angry. No one is offended that their God is being mocked. So David asks a dangerous question. Who is this Philistine, that he should defy the armies of the living God? The soldiers shut him down immediately. They don't see courage, they see arrogance. David doesn't just face a giant, he faces dismissal. His own brother attacks him.
Why are you even here?
The king doubts him.
You are only a boy.
Even logic is against him. No armor, no sword, no experience. By every metric that matters to humans, David should walk away. But this is where the story shifts, because David remembers something everyone else forgot. David doesn't talk about confidence. He talks about history. He says, "When a lion came for my sheep, I killed it. When a bear attacked, I struck it down. The same God who rescued me then will rescue me now." This is critical. David's faith wasn't imaginary. It was evidence-based. He didn't believe blindly. He remembered what fear couldn't erase. King Saul tries to help. He gives David armor, heavy, restrictive, unfamiliar. David takes a few steps and stops.
I can't fight like this.
So he removes everything. This moment matters. Because David rejects protection that doesn't match his calling. He chooses mobility over appearance. David doesn't take a sword. He walks to a stream and picks up 5 smooth stones. Not 10, not 100, 5. Then he walks into the valley, alone. The armies fall silent. Goliath laughs.
Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?
He curses David, mocks him, threatens to feed him to the birds. This is the voice of intimidation. The same voice that says, "You're too small. You're not qualified. You should never have tried." And then David responds. David doesn't insult Goliath. He doesn't boast. He declares reality. "You come to me with sword and spear, but I come to you in the name of the Lord." This battle is not yours. It belongs to God. This is the moment fear loses control, because David names the truth out loud. The giant advances. David doesn't retreat. David runs toward the threat. One stone, one swing, one release. The stone strikes Goliath's forehead, the unprotected spot. The giant falls, not slowly, instantly. Here's what most people don't notice. David doesn't walk away. He runs forward. He takes Goliath's own sword and finishes the battle. Why? Because victories aren't complete until fear is publicly defeated. When the giant falls, the enemy flees. One act of faith changes the atmosphere for everyone. David didn't win because he was fearless. He won because he refused to let fear decide. Your giant may not be a warrior. It might be debt, failure, rejection, self-doubt starting over. And just like David, you might look completely unqualified, but the story was never about size. It was about who you trust when you step forward. Remember this: Goliath was trained for battle. David was trained in private. And what you survive in secret is often what prepares you for public victory. If this story spoke to you, type Amen. You already know why.